Hey all you sketchy people, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jack, and if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for tuning in. Sketchy People is a people watching project that I do where I see people from my day-to-day life and I'll sketch them complete with cross street and time of when I saw them. And yes, you could be next. A lot of my videos feature my sketches, they feature local businesses, things to do, and even some of my travels. But in today's video, we're gonna go into a book review of what I read recently, Find Your Artistic Voice by Lisa Congdon. So we're gonna go in depth of why you should pick this book up. And without further ado, let's get sketchy.
Books! Books! All the books I'll need! All the books I'll ever want!
Oh, hi. Just going over some stuff in Find Your Artistic Voice by Lisa Congdon, a book that came out in 2019 and has 121 pages. I would describe it as a self-help book, but it's a little bit more than that. It's a really good collaborative text because there's a lot of interviews and quotes and exercises and prompts and infographics and amazing pictures that Lisa designed throughout this book. It keeps it fun, it keeps it light, and it keeps the artist reassured that, hey, you are surrounded by people that want to help you find your artistic voice. I'm going to keep going on this. This is some good stuff. So what is an artistic voice? Is this my artistic voice? Probably not. But on page 12, it reads, your artistic voice is your own point of view as an artist. It includes your particular style, things like your own color palette, symbols, lines, and markings, your skill, your subject matter, your medium, and the consistency with which you use all of these things. But that's important to really kind of hear that, because as unique as you are as an artist, that's really how you're going to find your artistic voice. I think this book does a really good job of reassuring the artist on their journey. I know many times I've questioned my style, my subject matter, and what am I going to do next, you know? So I think as artists, we have a lot of second guessing at times. We have a lot of plateaus, hills, and valleys. Stay the course, do the work, and yes, you will find your artistic voice. This book does a really good job of talking about originality, which makes sense because it's finding your artistic voice, keyword there, your. And I want to go into some quotes real quick. One of my favorite quotes in this book talks about the downside of fads and trends, and I quote, some artists focus heavily on mimicking fads or trends, and doing that might sustain an art practice for a period of time. However, if your work gets stuck in a trend that has been dead for a while, or your work changes only when trends shift, it will inevitably fall flat. One of my favorite quotes in this book is by Carolyn Sewell, and it goes, pleasing everyone is the shortcut to beige. It also reminds me of a really great Wayne's World quote.
I mean, Led Zeppelin didn't write tunes that everyone liked. They left that to the Bee Gees.
Another quote about staying original, copying another artist's work explicitly and marketing or selling it as your own is not only morally wrong, it's against the law. Being influenced by artists and using that influence to develop your own voice, on the other hand, is a normal and healthy part of the creative journey. Growing up, I can't tell you how many times I drew Ren and Stimpy or Beavis and Butthead to get your craft going. I can't tell you how many times I learned a Black Sabbath song or a Metallica riff to find my style. That's 100% normal. That's what we all do. But know the difference between doing that as developing your voice as opposed to ripping it off, stealing it, and marketing it as your own. The work. I think there's some really amazing themes in here about doing the work. And a couple quotes in this book that I want to share real quick. 80% of the work as an artist is showing up. This book does a really good job because it shares some really powerful habits to build to do that work and being that 80% of just showing up. One more quote about doing the work. There is no magic pill. It's about discipline. Again, I can't stress enough of the amount of work that goes into it, and you can't just start something and expect, boom, I've got it, we're done, I've achieved it. It's a journey. It's a very rewarding journey. It's difficult, but This book right here will be your guide to help you find your artistic voice. I saw an interview with Lisa, and the question was, what is the one takeaway that you would share from this book? And Lisa said, show up and do the work. And this book right here, Finding Your Artistic Voice, is about showing up. It's about doing the work. It's about loving art and loving what you do, nurturing your ideas and setting you up for success. You're not alone in this journey. You're not alone when you do art. And when you pick this book up, you've got a lot of voices in here that will help you find your artistic voice. Thank you so much for sticking around. Fun stuff in the description down below. Check that out. And I've got a show coming up. I'm going to Spokane, Washington for the Spokane Zine Fest. It's going to be a blast. I can't wait to get up to that neck of the woods. I love it up there. So if you're in the area, come on out, check it out, stay sketchy, and until next time, here's this amazing tiger. Roar!
Sorry, but how can one possibly pay attention to a book with no pictures in it?